Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, Mr. Welcome back to MotoGP 18 and a slide of Mario McDonald in the mid-season. He's now in second. He is now the chaser. Can he get back to the top around the Red Bull Ring in Austria? So here goes Mario for the first of two possible qualifying efforts here. In qualifying one in Austria has. He tries to drag this Aprilia up towards the top. He won't be doing it like that though. It kind of blends in well with the green and the red and white curves, doesn't it? As he's come off the back of a terrible result last time out in Brno. Not just for him, but for Marc Marquez as well. As the big winner was Maverick Vinales, who now leads the championship. Thanks to a fantastic battle at the front with his teammate Rossi and Dovizioso. It's all a bit wide for Mario. Actually, no, was it Dobby or was it Crutch though? I've already forgotten. That's how quickly time passes. The memory fades after a second. As you go for the double left there. And this Red Bull Ring track, it may be short. It's a bit weird actually having Brno in the middle. The two shortest tracks on the calendar, I believe. That's the Ring and the Red Bull Ring. Because then you go to another quite long one for the bikes in Silverstone after this as well. It's 23.6 for Mario. He needs to be quicker than that though. As it doesn't matter for Mario. He's through ahead of Ian Owen, despite poor at times in my eyes. I feel like 22s is right at the top, or even 21s. As Pedro to Spargo and Baptista on all Spaniard, fifth row ahead of Rabat, Morbidelli and Surin. Then Smith, Redding and Luti to get ahead of Nakagami, Simeon and Alicia Espargo, with Abraham in last. So here goes Mayo for his one effort in qualifying two. Actually, maybe he has two in the bank, because he didn't really complete his second effort. As he gets off the first corner pretty reasonably. That's not too bad at all. As he head uphill, this is the great thing about this circuit. The undulation. It is majestic. It's always very easy to lock up and go down there, but Mario keeps it up, right? He goes downhill on one wheel. It feels like. Again, the bike all over the place. All over the curves. Bit messy for the right hander, so you've got to be careful the engine braking as well. The undulation. It's all very wide in the first left. Such a difficult corner to get right. It's blind. I like this second left as well, but this is a bit more forgiving, a bit more open. And you can see you can really use that inside curve as well through the right. Then the final couple corners, tricky downhill braking. You've got to be brave and carry speed through the corners. So if you're doing it without downforce like you would in an F1 car or even a DTM car. There we go, 22.6. These times just mystify me. Mario on pole by 6/10 ahead of Dovi and Rossi. We've got Marquez, Lorenzo and Vinales on the second row. Lorenzo with a rare top 5 qualifying. Then Crutchlow, Zarco and Petrucci with Ian Oyemida and Rins on the fourth row. So Mario, he's in the right place to get onto that top step in the race. So here's Mario revving up at the start then from pole. We've heard this story before, haven't we? As the lights go out for 9 laps there around the Red Bull Ring as he gets into Marquez at the start. There's a hold of the Spaniard, but not Vinales. Tries, he gets into him, he goes down, does Vinales. There's Lorenzo with a poor start, but he's up to second, or poor first corner. Not a fantastic start. His teammate Dovi leads. Right down the inside of Lorenzo. Can he make it stick? No, he's been hunted from behind by Marquez. So Mario down to 8th. Luta ahead of Paul Spargo. Right down the inside of Vino, he gets hit by Marquez. Poor Andrea. Marquez in the raw path on this opening lap. And Lutin 8th. What? That's more like it. Back down to 9th. But still, Thomas Luthi on the Mark VDS in the top 10. Marcus down in 11th, Batman Baptista. So trying to nip down the inside of Rins. Towards it. Very aggressively in the penultimate corner as to go and end the first out. Ducati 1, 2, 3, 4. Works Ducati, then the Premax. Smash down the inside of Rins. It's Rossi breaking up the Ducati party up into 3rd. But where's Vinales then? He went down, didn't he? So for Mario, Marcus and Vinales down. Fantastic news, he's got another Spaniard on his tail in Rins. Luthi down to 11th now. Mario just holding the sign, holding on to 6th. Because he knows in the second half of the lap he's much better than in the first half. But he's just about doing it at the moment. He catches up to one of his former teammates on this grid. So now he's down in 23rd, the championship leader. Got a massive battle on his hands here as Mario down the inside of Miller. Can he do it in the final corner? Let's go elbow to elbow. Now you're into the top 5. And almost into the back of Rossi and Petrucci. He takes a long way round the first corner. On his 3rd lap, is it right where he perhaps wants to be? It's all Miller back by though. Now, not where he wants to be. Right on the tail end of the Australian again. So once again, he's got the Suzuki over his arse for that right hander. And Marquez in 7th. Charging through the Honda. Still Mario leading the way. Most important, Vinales out of here. We also have Dovi right up there, dragging himself back into the championship hunt. It's the reigning champ. It's Mario down in the inside of Miller. Does he make it stick? He does. Into the top 5. It's Vinales up to 18th ahead of Redding. Come on, teammate, meant to work a bit harder for Mario. As Abraham up to 21st ahead of Morbidelli. Crutcher up to 13th ahead of Rabat. So Mario didn't defend the inside of Miller. But poor defence. Just right with Sal McDonald. That's cost both of them. Mario down to 9th. Behind Zarco. Ino up to 18th ahead of Nakagami. Vinales behind in 10th. Maverick on a mission. You can see Marcus in front as well. So the Saints once moved from the Australian. Can't it swing on its head? Vinales just 7/10 behind. What a ride from the Yamaha. As Dovi has a comfortable lead over Petrucci now ahead of Lorenzo. Rossi, Marcus in the top 5. But it's Vinales who's setting the pace, 21.6. And now he's got Mario in his sights. As Miller down in 17th, battling with Luti. 2 success stories of the opening lap, not in the points. It's now Rossi ahead of Petrucci. As well, where you going, Mario? There's a corner back there. He's cheaply let Vinales by. Very poor riding from the Aprilia. Now he's got Crutcher all over him. He's got to make this section pay though. Very strong. And well, he's battling the rear end as well. Let's get all over that curb in the penultimate corner. All over the back of Vinales. And so in the second half of this race, with Dovi leading Lorenzo and Petrucci, it's still an all Ducati podium. Rossi and Marquez. That's all Mario, lots of curve there. But he's still right in Vinales' toe. As they try and catch up to 8th and above. Spargo now ahead of Crutchlow behind. Morbidelli Simon batting over 23rd. Once again, Mario riding that right hander. He's nailing that early in the race. As Marquez having the battle with Rins. Is he the cork in the bottle in front? Looks like he is the Hondas. Where you go, Mario? Awful with that. Way too many mistakes. And he's pretty handy in his final sector though, as Vinales is catching up to that battle. As he approaches the final third of this race. Mayo's still in tow, just about. It's obvious these Petrucci, Lorenzo, Rossi, Marquez, Green, Sarko, Pedrosa, Vinales and Mayo. It's Sereni into the points ahead of her back. Running out of Nakagami. As we climb the hill. Sorrento back ahead of Rossi. Just about though. So there you go, Mayo finally nailed it while Vinales goes a bit wide. Joe's ahead of Zarco. Spargo 3/4 a second behind, so Mayo can just concentrate on Vinales in front, making up some more places. So goes through the right, slight lift on this occasion. As what the hell, the bike's all over the place. Into his penultimate corner. Normally Mayo's safe place those final 2 corners, but on this occasion, as Rossi upsetting Ducati's out in front. Well, Rins back into the top 5 on his Suzuki. You can see that battle with Marquez right in front. Because that's what you get around here. It is by MotoGP's version of an oval. You just slipstreaming all the way round. Does Mayo dive down the inside of Vinales? He does, and then they take each other out. Now with Vinales, you should have given that up. Mayo dived. There was room. Vinales did not want to give an inch. Now he might not have any points. At least Mayo's scoring 1. And the biggest one out of all of this is still Andrea Dovizioso. As we go on to the final lap here. Mayo hunting down with back 440. Oh, that was easy. Now it looks like he's got the Malaysian in front in 13th. Søren. He does. And once again, he's got a massive toe up the hill. And into the tight right-hander. Does he dare dive? The bat tries to dive. Does a go off track to dive as well, does the Spaniard. That's not going to work. No, downhill. Oh, here comes Vinales from nowhere. So back gets into Mario on the exit. But he holds on and has a dive himself on the deck three. Not once, but twice down the inside. Up into 13th. So it won't be two consecutive 14th place finishes maybe for Mario. He's going to the penultimate corner. As Dovi wins. Controlled it from start to finish. As the sign places white to the line in front. So it's the Pramac and the KTM on home turf. While for Mario, once again, pole turns into disappointment. But on this occasion, I'm not sure it is his fault. As Dovi wins by almost 3 seconds at a teammate Lorenzo Ducati 1-2. With Rossi in third, tied with Petrucci across the line. And Rins beats Marquez by less than half a tenth of a second. Fabulous ride from the Suzuki. Then Zarco, Pedrosa, Iannone, Croccio gets the top 10 somehow. Miller and Espargo, they were separated with just 5,000 of a second in front, with the Pramac growing that position at the KTM. Then Mayo and Vinales, the fastest man in the race, down in 14th, ahead of Hafi Søren, who grabs the deserved point by a 10th ahead of Rabat. And the top 15 separated by less than 11 seconds. When in the Qatar Grand Prix, that was meant to be the closest ever. That was separated by 15 seconds. Eat that. That's Alicia Spargo in last. So in the Riders' Championship, it's all changed at the top. It's Dovi leading by 2 points ahead of McDonald and Vinales, who drops to third. Marquez 3 points back in the fourth. Are you kidding? Rossi 16 points back in fifth. Then a massive gap to Zarco. Lorenzo, the big runner, up to seventh, along with his teammate Dovi. Then Petrucci up a couple of places into ninth as well. It's all about Ducati. Unfortunately for a minute, it was about him dropping outside the top 10 to 11th now. As 18 riders scored points so far this season. Lucy ahead of Abraham into 23rd. But at least the Swiss rider tasted points for the first time this season. While Ducati up to third ahead of Aprilia. But they're 41 points behind Yamaha and 29 behind our Honda, then Suzuki and KTM. Runs the team championship, 57-point lead for Yamaha over Ducati, or 38 points ahead of Honda, with Pramac up to fourth now ahead of Aprilia by a single point. You've got Suzuki, Tech 3 into triple figures, LCR, Agonietto, KTM, and Avintia. So for Mario, he achieved what the team wanted, but once again, all over the place in the race. Even though there's lots of developments coming. As the crowd is going wild for Dovizioso, who wins at the Red Bull Ring with determination and class. Just one question, who can stop him now? Well, 2 words, Mario McDonald, isn't it? And it's in Moto 2, it's Alex Marquez, Baldassari and Bagnaia. And we've lost kind of how many overtakes took place in today's Moto 3 races. Martin beat Bezzecchi and Bastianini. And it's back to normal for the Red Bull's Rookie Cup. So for Mario, what does he develop? And the brakes were pretty good, actually, around the Red Bull Ring. As normally he would be going down left, right and centre, he'd be folding the front as we've seen him in the past, but he was very good uphill and downhill despite taking those brakes to the limit. He just went a bit too deep on a couple of occasions, especially downhill into that right-hander, which is so easy to do. So what does he improve for next time now? Will it be the brakes again? Just even it up maybe between the modularity and aggression? Got to be the brakes, and it prevent the wheels from braking, from blocking, should I say, when braking. For the frame, get the bike into the corners a bit better, maybe suspension as well. Silverstone isn't that bumpy though. Doesn't need to work on suspension surely, maybe frame, get the bike into the corners. So you go, that's halfway developed. So Mario are having a very poor middle part of the season, as we are certainly in the second half of it now. We head to the Fast and Furious Silverstone circuit next time. Can he grab a victory and a bit of a boost for his home race around the Misano World Circuit? Marco and Simoncelli. So for watching and find out next time.